In the headlines, a conference was held to collect comments on the draft report on the planning of Cần Thơ City for the 2021-2030 phase with a vision to 2050. Leaders of Cần Thơ City present gifts to policy classified families in Răng and Bình districts on the 75th War Invalids and Martyrs Day, July 27. The Cambodian Tourism Roadshow in Cần Thơ City. Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News, the English news program of Cần Thơ radio and television station and top news today. Speaking at the conference to collect comments for the draft report on the planning of Cần Thơ City for the 2021-2030 phase with a vision to 2050, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Răng said that the planning of Cần Thơ City in the 2021-2030 period with a vision to 2050 is the first master plan implemented in accordance with the planning law and is the basis for the synchronous implementation of development tasks and solutions in all areas, rearranging space for the city to develop in accordance with orientation determined by the Politburo in Resolution number 59 on the building and development of Cần Thơ City to 2030 with a vision to 2045 and Resolution number 13 on the direction of economic and social development and ensuring security and defense in the Mekong Delta to 2030 with a vision to 2045. According to Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Răng, the draft planning is based on a scientific approach and comparison with developed cities in the world that possess similar characteristics and conditions, placed in an overall development of the whole region on the basis of utilizing and maximizing the potentials as well as the advantages of the city, especially as the central role of the Mekong Delta region, the gateway position of the downstream Mekong region, to move towards the goal of building and developing Cần Thơ City into an ecological, civilized and modern city imbued with the fluvial cultural identity in the Mekong Delta. The master plan set out an ambitious vision for Cần Thơ City with its role and positions at the center of the Mekong Delta region, thereby shifting to higher segments in the economic value chain, diversifying the production value exports and services. At the same time, implement a series of actions to improve people's living conditions, promote talent attraction, develop tourism, social services, infrastructure, new urban districts on the basics of building a synchronous ecosystem for sustainable development based on three pillars of economy, society, and environment. The conference recorded the contributions of former city leaders over the years to how Cần Thơ City can really become the center of the Mekong Delta region in accordance with the direction and orientation of the Politburo, ensuring the harmony in the overall region, commensurate with the position and role of the city as the center as well as the development motivation of the whole region, on the basis of bringing into full play the potential and advantages of Cần Thơ City. In the first 6 months of 2022, over 1,041,300 people participated in the health insurance program in Cần Thơ City. More than 15,200 people joined voluntary social insurance and over 135,400 laborers joined compulsory social insurance. The statistic was announced by the Steering Board for the Implementation of Social and Health Insurance Policies of Cần Thơ City in the conference to preliminarily review its work in the first 6 months and disseminate missions in the last 6 months of 2022 under the chair of Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Răng. To meet the targets of participation for all types of insurance, the city has to develop another 106,303 participants of health insurance, equivalent to 92% of the population, mobilize another 20,115 people to join voluntary social insurance, and 11,773 laborers to join compulsory social insurance. In his direct-to-speech made at the conference, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Răng asked that the publicity of health insurance law and the social insurance law, as well as the instructional documents, must be promoted to create consistencies in both awareness and action among all sectors, level, and classes of people. At the same time, solutions to improve the quality of medical examination, treatment, and service provided for people who participate in health insurance must be implemented, contributing to meeting the target of national health coverage. In other news, on July 20th afternoon, the Municipal Party Committee, the People's Council, the People's Committee, and the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Cần Thơ City jointly organized a meeting to present gifts to policy classified families on the occasion of the 75th War Invalids and Martyrs Day, July 27. Standing Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee Dương Tấn Hiển expressed the deep gratitude of the party, the state and the people towards the Vietnamese heroic mothers, the war invalids, the households of the war martyrs, and those with meritorious services for the country, and wishing that the families would promote the glorious traditions and continue to devote and develop the homeland of Cần Thơ City. On this occasion, 54 individuals who are war invalids, Agent Orange, dioxin victims, and the family of war martyrs in Cần Thơ City were offered presents. Each present was worth 1 million Vietnam dong, and the total cost of the activity was 54 million Vietnam dong. On the July 27th occasion this year, apart from 80 presents given by the city, Cái Răng district also mobilized another 15 presents, each of 1.5 million Vietnam dong. Authority of the West is also mobilizing presents to take care of 491 policy classified people in the area. In the same afternoon in Bình Thủy district, the Municipal Party Committee, the People's Council, and the People's Committee, as well as the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Cần Thơ City, organized a meeting of 54 typical policy classified families in the district on the occasion of the 75th War Invalids and Martyrs Day, July 27. Attending the functions were head of the Propaganda and Education Board of the Municipal Party Committee Nguyễn Ngọc Tâm and President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Cần Thơ City Nguyễn Trung Nhân. At the meeting, each policy classified families was offered a gift worth 1 million Vietnam dong from leaders of the city and Bình Thủy district. On July 20th morning, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Thực Hiện and leaders of concerned departments and branches had a working session with representatives of Viet Travel Group. At the meeting, representatives of Viet Travel informed that Cần Thơ City has one of the most completed infrastructure system in the Mekong Delta for tourism, with the strength of MICE tourism, rural fluvial tourism, and leisure tourism. At the same time, proposed the opening of flight routes between Cần Thơ City and Southeast Asian and North Asian countries, as well as other localities nationwide. Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Thực Hiện valued the good intentions of Viet Travel. Leader of Cần Thơ City stated that the support of Viet Travel will help the tourism industry of Cần Thơ City soon become one of the local and regional spearhead industry and the tourism center of the region, following the development orientations of the city. Visit Cambodia next as a safe, warm, clean and green tourism destination. That was the message introduced at the conference to promote Cambodian tourism called the Cambodian Tourism Roadshow, taking place in Cần Thơ City in the afternoon of July 20th. Attending the function was Under Secretary of the State at the Cambodian Ministry of Tourism, Thok Sokham, Vice Chairman of Vietnam National Administration of Tourism Hà Văn Siêu, and Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Hồng. Known as the Kingdom of Wonders, representatives of the Cambodian Tourism Ministry introduced the resources and potential that the country has to offer, thereby expressing the wish to connect many more tourism development cooperation programs with Vietnam and Cần Thơ City alone. Speaking at the conference, representative of the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism underscored that this is the chance for both Vietnamese and Cambodian tourism businesses to cite new tourism cooperation programs and express the faith in fruitful cooperation in all disciplines, especially for tourism activities. Previously, on July 20th morning, the Women's Union of Cần Thơ City organized a workshop to disseminate information and educate about the prevention and control of social evils and human trafficking for 120 key officials of the Women's Union at all levels in Cần Thơ City. At the workshop, the delegates were disseminated about the current situation and solutions against human trafficking in the city, the collaboration between the public security force and the Women's Union in the prevention and control of human trafficking, an overview of drugs rehabilitation, and the solving of social issues post-rehabilitation, and the procedure to support the reintegration of human trafficking victims. The workshop aims to equip union officials with relevant knowledge to further promote the dissemination of legal information among women's union members. And now is the time for weather updates. Weather information has also wrapped up today's edition of Cần Thơ News. If you want to rewatch our bulletins, you can log on to our website at kenthtv.vn. And now, thank you very much for tuning in. Goodbye and see you next time.